Desire is the starting point of all achievement because every great success begins in the mind. Without desire, there is no reason to act, no reason to try, and no reason to push beyond limits. It is the invisible force that fuels ambition, sparks creativity, and drives persistence. Napoleon Hill teaches that desire is not just a wish. A wish is something passive, something we hope will happen if we're lucky. But desire is active. It is a burning obsession, a fire that consumes the mind and refuses to be ignored. It becomes the dominating thought that shapes our decisions and directs our energy. True desire is not fleeting. It does not fade when obstacles appear. In fact, the more resistance it meets, the stronger it becomes. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because their desire is too weak. They give up at the first sign of discomfort, while those with strong desire keep going. That's the difference between dreaming and achieving. A strong desire creates focus. It helps you cut out distractions, say no to temptations, and dedicate your time and energy to one purpose. When you truly want something, everything else becomes secondary. Desire is also the foundation of faith. When you truly desire something, your belief in it grows. That belief leads to action, and repeated action builds momentum. Momentum creates results, and results strengthen belief. This is how success is built, layer by layer, all starting with a single spark of desire. But desire alone is not enough. It must be definite. It must be clear. You must know exactly what you want, when you want it, what you're willing to give in return, and how you plan to get there. Vague desires lead to vague results. Clear, burning desire backed by action leads to achievement. Napoleon Hill encourages writing your desire down. State your goal in exact terms. Read it daily. Repeat it with emotion. This process impresses your desire upon the subconscious mind, turning it into a belief and belief into reality. The subconscious mind accepts what is repeated to it with emotion and faith. Over time, this internal programming reshapes your behavior, your habits, and eventually your destiny. Every invention, every business, every success story began with someone saying, I want this and I won't stop until I get it. That is the power of desire. It is not something you're born with. It is something you build. You fan the flame every time you think about your goal, every time you act on it, and every time you refuse to quit. So if you want to achieve anything great in life, do not begin with strategy or resources or luck. Begin with desire. Let it consume your mind. Let it take over your thoughts. Let it become so strong that you cannot imagine your life without it. Then move, act, work, and persist. Because with true desire, backed by belief and action, there is no dream that cannot be achieved. Faith turns dreams into reality because it transforms hope into conviction and intention into action. It is the unseen force that bridges the gap between desire and achievement. While desire gives you the reason to start, faith gives you the strength to keep going. Even when the path is unclear, the obstacles are many, and the world doubts your potential. Napoleon Hill teaches that faith is the foundation of all success, and without it, even the greatest desires crumble under pressure. Faith begins in the mind. It is not something external you wait to receive. It is something you build from within. You create it by feeding your thoughts with belief, by speaking your dreams aloud, by visualizing your success, and by refusing to entertain doubt. The moment you believe that something is possible for you, your actions begin to change. You take bolder steps, you seek out opportunities, you face failure with courage, and you keep moving forward because your mind is already convinced that victory is just ahead. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of fear. Everyone has doubts at some point. But those who succeed are the ones who refuse to let doubt take control. They replace fear with purpose, uncertainty with clarity, and weakness with determination. Faith strengthens your mind and focuses your energy. When you believe in your vision, your thoughts, words, and habits align with that belief. And over time, those habits become the results you once only dreamed about. Napoleon Hill emphasizes that faith can be developed through autosuggestion. By constantly repeating positive thoughts, affirmations, and goals to yourself until your subconscious mind accepts them as truth. The subconscious does not question what it hears often and emotionally. If you consistently feed it with belief, it begins to shape your actions, reactions, and even the way you view the world. Suddenly, you see opportunities where others see limitations, and you keep moving where others stop. Faith also attracts the right people, the right ideas, and the right circumstances into your life. It creates a magnetic energy around you because people are drawn to those who are certain of their purpose. When you walk in faith, you don't need to convince others. Your confidence speaks louder than any words. That energy builds trust, opens doors, and accelerates your journey toward success. Without faith, dreams remain distant. They live only in your imagination. But when faith enters, those same dreams become plans, those plans become actions, and those actions create results. Every great achievement in history began with someone who dared to believe. Not because they had all the answers, but because they had unwavering faith in their ability to figure it out. So believe in your dream. Speak it, see it, feel it, and live it. So feed your mind with certainty. Ignore the voice of fear and take action every single day. Because with faith, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Faith doesn't just move mountains, it builds bridges to the future you were born to live. Autosuggestion reprograms your mind for success by influencing the subconscious mind through repeated, intentional thoughts. It is the process of feeding your mind with powerful, positive, and specific instructions that over time shape your beliefs, behaviors, and ultimately your results. Napoleon Hill emphasized that the mind responds to what it is told, especially when those thoughts are charged with emotion and repeated consistently. Through autosuggestion, you become the master programmer of your internal world. Your mind is constantly absorbing information from the world around you. If you are not consciously directing your thoughts, your environment will do it for you, often filling your mind with doubt, fear, and limitation. Autosuggestion is the tool that allows you to interrupt this passive absorption and replace it with deliberate, empowering thoughts that align with your goals and desires. It is how you plant the seeds of success in the fertile ground of your subconscious. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between truth and fiction. It believes what it is told over and over again, especially when those messages are emotionally intense. If you constantly say to yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," your subconscious mind will accept those statements and shape your behavior to match them. But if you begin to say, "I am capable, I am growing, I will succeed," and you repeat those messages with belief and passion, your subconscious will begin to accept those new instructions and align your actions accordingly. Autosuggestion is not magic, it is mental conditioning. Yeah, it is mental conditioning. Just like physical muscles grow through repetition and resistance, the mental muscles of confidence, focus, and belief grow stronger with intentional thought repetition. When you repeat positive affirmations or visualize your goals daily, you are training your mind to expect success, to believe in possibilities, and to stay focused on solutions rather than problems. To use autosuggestion effectively, your statements must be specific, personal, and stated in the present tense, saying, "I am successful, I attract opportunity," or "I am confident and determined" daily, especially first thing in the morning and before sleep, can deeply influence your mental state. Writing down your goals, reading them out loud with emotion, and visualizing yourself already living them is a powerful daily ritual. Over time, this practice rewires your mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. That every thought you allow into your mind, backed by emotion, becomes a part of your mental blueprint. That blueprint guides your reactions, choices, and actions. Autosuggestion allows you to redesign that blueprint to match the life you truly want to live. It is how you build unshakable belief in yourself, even before any external proof appears. Your success begins in the mind. The words you speak to yourself create the thoughts you believe. Those thoughts become the foundation of your habits, your decisions, and your destiny. Through autosuggestion, you have the power to reshape your inner world. And when your inner world changes, your outer world follows. Train your mind with purpose, and it will lead you to the success you were meant to achieve. Specialized knowledge creates power because it transforms general understanding into focused practical ability. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, Emphasize that knowledge alone is not power. It only becomes power when it is organized and directed toward a specific purpose. Many people have knowledge, but very few use it effectively. The key difference lies in specialization. It is not about knowing everything. It is about mastering something valuable and using it with precision. General knowledge is scattered and unfocused. It may make someone interesting to talk to, but it rarely leads to real success. Specialized knowledge, on the other hand, makes a person valuable in a specific area. It gives clarity, direction, and the ability to solve problems that others cannot. In the real world, those who solve valuable problems are the ones who create wealth, influence, and opportunity. Specialized knowledge is not limited to academic degrees or formal education. In fact, Hill made it clear that many of the most successful people were not highly educated in the traditional sense. What they had was the ability to learn what was needed, apply it effectively, and continue learning as they grew. Specialized knowledge can be gained through books, mentors, experience, observation, and focused study. What matters is how well you can use it to achieve your goal. To succeed, you must identify what area of knowledge will help you reach your definite purpose. Then you must pursue that knowledge relentlessly. Read, study, take courses, ask questions, and learn from those who are already successful in that field. Do not wait to be told what to learn. Be proactive. Seek out the information that matters. The world is full of people who know a little about everything. Be someone who knows a lot about something that matters. Specialized knowledge also increases confidence. When you know your subject deeply, you speak with authority. You make decisions more easily. You feel in control of your direction. Imagine that confidence builds your reputation, attracts opportunities, and strengthens your ability to lead. People trust those who clearly know what they're doing. They seek guidance from those who have mastered their craft. Another powerful aspect of specialized knowledge is that it can be combined. You don't need to know everything yourself. You can create a team of people, each with their own area of specialized knowledge, and together build something far greater than you could alone. This is the principle behind a mastermind group. When different minds come together, each bringing their unique knowledge, the combined power multiplies. The economy rewards value. Specialized knowledge is value. It is rare, it is useful, and it is in demand. To rise above the average, you must become an expert. Pick your field, go deep, learn more, practice more, understand more than others. Then apply what you know in service of a purpose greater than yourself. Success is not about knowing everything. It's about knowing what matters and doing something meaningful with it. Specialized knowledge is the tool that turns dreams into results. Pursue it. Use it. Grow rich with it. Persistence defeats all failure because it is the quality that keeps you moving forward when everything else tells you to stop. It is the invisible force that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill makes it clear that persistence is the one trait found in every successful person. Talent, intelligence, and opportunity mean little without the ability to keep going through difficulty, rejection, and discouragement. And failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Everyone faces setbacks. Everyone encounters obstacles. The difference lies in how you respond. Most people stop at the first sign of resistance. They give up when things don't go as planned. But the persistent person sees failure not as defeat, but as feedback. They learn from it, they adjust, and they keep going. Persistence is not glamorous. It often means working late, trying again, risking embarrassment, and doing the hard things no one sees. But those efforts build strength. Build strength. Every time you refuse to quit, you grow mentally tougher. You prove to yourself that your dream is stronger than your struggle. Over time, this builds unstoppable momentum. Persistence is fueled by a clear purpose. When you know exactly what you want and why you want it, it becomes much harder to give up. Vague goals lead to weak effort, but a definite purpose, backed by burning desire, creates a reason to endure hardship. When you are emotionally connected to your goal, quitting doesn't feel like an option. You are willing to pay the price. no matter how long it takes. Napoleon Hill also reminds us that many people quit just before success arrives. The moment they give up, they were likely only inches away from a breakthrough. The story of the gold miner who abandoned his claim just 3 feet from striking the richest vein is a powerful reminder. Never stop digging if you believe the gold is there. Persistence ensures you keep showing up day after day when others don't. Another key point is that persistence can be developed. It is not something you either have or don't. Like a muscle, it grows through use. The more you persist, the more natural it becomes. You build persistence by setting small goals and achieving them, by following through on commitments, and by refusing to let temporary setbacks define your future. Each act of persistence strengthens your resolve and proves to your mind that you can endure. Surrounding yourself with positive influences also builds persistence. When you are part of a supportive environment, filled with mentors, encouragers, and driven individuals, you are far less likely to give up. That energy keeps you focused and reminds you of your potential when doubt creeps in. Persistence does not guarantee instant success, but it guarantees that failure will never be the end of your story. If you keep moving, keep learning, and keep believing, success must eventually give in. The world does not reward those who start fast. It rewards those who finish strong. And only the persistent finish strong.